Take it away, kid.
Welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin. He's the first son of Milton, Tim Hoey, and of course the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, boys, we have another great show for you tonight. So, boys, let's get started. First of all, we want to thank Medford TV. Has added the Grandstanders
Meffa.
TV is another in a long list
our
of
growing
stations.
network.
Yeah, growing network.
Smart sports fans in Medford.
That's right. So welcome, Medford. We're glad to have you. All right, boys.
They're the other side of the bridge, though. That's like another country.
No, not for a North Shore guy like me. Yeah, right. Maybe a South Shore boy like you. All right. So the statistic that stands out the most for me this week about our Boston Red Sox is that the Baltimore Orioles, this respected franchise over the years, got a team that used to have our number, boys, is 49 and a half games out of first place on August 15th to the Boston Red Sox. That's bizarre.
What's the best thing about that?
Is that
Buck Showalter.
Exactly.
Now, I was down at my buddy. I'm going to give a shout out to Ben Shields. He pitched for Harwich in the Cape Cod League. And we were at the game, and Dan Duquette was standing right next to us. Not a worry in the world.
No, he doesn't. Right, exactly. When you have a multi-year contract and you're Dan Duquette, you're just fine.
Your team's 45 and a half, and you're down in Harwich watching a
Jerry
Cape game.
Angelos is never going to fire you when he still owes you money.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so boys, we love this team, don't we?
This is this is special.
Well, it's hard not to.
Special times. This is a once in a lifetime season.
This is the 2000. I used to compare it to the 1986 Celtics for the last few weeks, but this is the 2007 Patriots, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
It's that much fun, right?
Yeah.
Every night. I came home last night, and it's the ninth inning, and I'm in my driveway, and I couldn't get out of the car. I sat there like one leg out of the car, and I'm listening to Kimball, and the announcers did a great job of getting me pumped up too. And I sat there for 15 minutes waiting for the game to end.
And for people under 40, he was listening to the radio, baseball on the radio, right?
And who's the voice of that Red Sox team?
What's that?
Tim Neverett.
Tim Neverett, yeah, I guess too.
An ex-guest.
So I love this team so much. I hate Brock Holt less. I mean, and then last night.
Let's keep it negative, Scotty. Come on.
Like Brock Holt, and when he was pinch hitting, I'm like, why aren't they pinch hitting Pierce? And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's launching a ball like
Ruthian ball.
Like he's Big Papi. So you got to give the props to Hollywood Pete on that.
I didn't hit it.
He's been very smug ever since he walked in the door.
Your boy has been, at the very least, a very big Band-Aid.
Do you know how hard it was not to text you?
Never hold back on the texter. Never head back.
Excellent restraint on your
Never hold
part.
back on the revenge tweet. Revenge text to Scotty.
No, look, the guy's put together a pretty decent year.
He has.
Here's a guy that comes to work every season. He doesn't know you're in or you're out. We don't know what you're going to do. And I don't even know why he re-signed with them because it looked like he wasn't going to have a job. But he did, and here he is.
But what you have is, last year you had guys underperform. All of them underperform.
Yeah.
This year, they're all overperforming. Would you agree?
Everyone.
Well, hopefully this is going to be their standard going forward.
Every night,
right,
like
good point,
somebody
yeah, right.
steps up. It's, whether it be Mitch Moreland or, Pierce hitting the 3 home runs against the Yankees. It was just every night. It's somebody, like who's
a lot of heroes.
Who's going to do it tonight? You're just sitting back and who's going to be the hero tonight?
And Cora's pulling the right strings.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is working out. But that's when you bring up Mitch Moreland. All right, look.
Mitchy doubles.
Look, it's a great team, and I like Mitch Moreland. But the fact that Mitch Moreland was an all-star when you have this kind of team is absolutely, there needs to be an investigation. Right?
Well, it goes up on your first half of the season.
Yeah, right, but still, I mean, of all the great players of the Red Sox, and he actually got 2 hits during the All-Star game. So he's going to have a lot of nice things to tell his grandkids, but that was a farce. I just want to mention that. All right, so I am going a little negative, not on the team, but just because I'm thinking about the playoffs. Guys, will you agree with me that Mookie Betts needs to bat third? I will not.
If he's happy there, leave him
Why,
there.
Scott,
why
yeah.
upset the
Why
Warriors?
mess?
Okay.
What?
because-
Like, how can you find? I would just not mess with a thing here.
You want to overmanage
He would
the
have
team.
30
No, it's
more
not
RBIs.
He'd have right.
He would.
Wouldn't you prefer that hitting before him would be Benintendi and say Kinsler as opposed to JBJ and Leone?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
don't you think that he's hitting in that spot because he wants to hit there?
No, that's absolutely right. He
So
wants
he
to.
knows he's not going to have as
So,
many
Scotty,
RBIs.
if we move him, does that change how he approaches the at-bats? Like, it seems that's the spot where his approach to batting first seems to work the best.
But he's going to get better pitchers batting third when you have JD
Yeah, they can
Martinez
pitch around
protecting
him.
you on batting fourth. But right now they can pitch around him. Absolutely.
Yeah, but if I'm him, I'm saying to myself, geez, I'm having an MVP season here. Why do I want to change anything?
But why would third? He would still get up in the
But
first
he's,
inning. I
he's
don't
setting the
understand.
plate for JD too. Also, he's getting on base. His on base percentage is
He's
insane.
scored a lot of runs because they're hitting behind
But
him.
he has very few RBIs for a guy that
Yeah.
is
With that
having
many
a
home
short
runs.
season.
Agreed, but maybe that's just the spot for him. I don't
having-
want to mess with it. Whatever's going on,
He's having
I don't want to mess
RBIs
with it.
because the bottom half doesn't get on.
The bottom half doesn't get on at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Right?
Well, they have been a little bit lately, but
Leone, Vasquez, depending
JBJ.
they're terrible.
Look, I know things are going great, but it's about winning in the playoffs and winning the World
Yeah.
Series. And if it costs us a run, and it costs us a game, and it costs us a series, it's the wrong
Scotty,
move.
absol-
Having the best table setter in the world
It
is the
absolutely
best,
makes
I think.
sense for him to bat third, unless it messes with his psyche of how he approaches the at bat.
I agree, and baseball players are like that, right? You said so. I'm hoping that Cora at this point
Can talk him into
can
it.
talk him into it, right? Because I'm telling you, I don't want Mitch Moreland batting fourth or fifth or anything close to that.
Well,
Well,
I
if
think
he
he'll
is
have
gonna
to
do
wait
it-
till at least next year for something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
think
not
he's
gonna
going to
mess
do
with
it,
anything
no.
this year.
I was going to say, if he is going to do it, you better get on it soon because going into the tougher.
It would
playoff
bring us
games.
back to the days of Manny and Poppy.
Yeah.
You could click it through the
3 and
channels. You
4.
knew you were
Oh.
going to watch both of them get up to batting within 5 minutes.
And Timmy, that went pretty well for us.
That went pretty well.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I just think it may end up being a desperate move, and all of a sudden, if we don't score a lot of runs game one or game two of a series, next thing you know, Mookie Betts is batting.
You hate to see him hitting
They shake
solo
it up.
home runs all night.
Yeah.
It is nice to have somebody on base for those.
So if this team isn't great enough, and they are great,
Yeah.
Ian Kinsler, we saw a little bit of it
Nice
before he got a
pickup.
hamstring pull, but he's coming back, I think, either tonight or tomorrow night. This guy is a legit player and another guy that all of a sudden lengthens that lineup, right?
Well, he's always been pretty legit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's a
Yeah.
legit player that you've added.
His pickups
And now all of
look-
a sudden, we have a better lineup, and this guy has power.
Wait, how is he getting these guys like Pierce and Kinsler and no one else wants them?
And we're giving away nothing.
Because
And
everybody
Evaldi-
else
Evaldi
is getting
too.
bullpen guys.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then the guy, I don't want us to talk about Zach Britton.
Oh, he's been off.
He's been terrible. And you got to hand it to Yankee fans. They will boo you the first time you're out there. They don't give you any slack.
There's no honeymoon in New York.
Well, I don't agree. The Red Sox fans would not have booed him the first or
Yeah.
second time out, right?
Third time that it nailed him.
Third time, right, but not the first, not the Yankee fans.
Yeah.
That's it. We don't know you. You were in another uniform. They really love Sonny Gray. I don't even think he'll go to the park anymore.
Yeah, Sonny Gray. Is he still on the team?
They tried to get rid of him. No one would take him.
Yeah, do you have Tourette's syndrome? No, I just don't want to go to Yankee Stadium.
No.
All right, so boys.
Then the other guy they traded for got hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Yeah, right.
Don't you get that when you're
Yeah,
five?
right. Exactly.
He had his foot in his
You get
mouth.
that
How
in the
did you get that?
sandbox and play with dog crap.
And How do you cure that? Yeah, but let's be honest. It's venereal disease. All right, come on. That's what it is. All right, boys.
taking a
It
dive now.
sure has.
He's the bottom feeder.
Does anyone miss Christian Vasquez?
Who?
Do you-
Yeah, who?
exactly. Do you even remember he was on the team? This was the starting catcher for the Boston Red Sox 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Big
They
contract,
24 and
too.
2 without him
Yeah.
since he went down.
Right.
Well, you-
and they gave him a new contract.
They made him the guy.
The pitcher last night, I heard the interview after the game. He couldn't stop talking about Sandy Leon and the game that he called.
So when Christian Vasquez comes back, and I guess he will come back this season, what does he do? He's not the starting
backup.
He's right. He's not the starting.
And it's not just they're winning. The team ERA has gone down considerably.
Now, these
with
pitchers are
Leon.
saying that he's calling great games for them.
Well, is Swihart ahead of him then, coming back?
That's a great question. I don't know about that.
Swihart still can't catch the ball.
No, but Joe, Swihart gives you offensive potential, and also I love his speed on the
versatility,
bases.
yeah.
I felt like Vasquez was a catcher from years ago that was an automatic out. You know.
He sure was, yeah. And,
Swihart's the fastest catcher I can ever remember them having.
and Leon's a better defensive catcher than Christian Vasquez, which is his reputation. Vasquez was
Vasquez
defense.
has got the better arm.
Doesn't
for
it seem
throwing
like
out
We
Leon
wouldn't be
comes-
saying this if that ball went to the backstop last night. The night.
Doesn't it seem
Yeah,
also?
right,
Doesn't
exactly.
it seem also like Leon comes up with some clutch home runs?
Yeah, Leon's a better hitter than
He's
Vasquez,
streaky,
even though
he
he's
gets-
batting
he gets
215.
pretty
Streaky,
red
but
hot.
he seems to get like important hits.
Now, Leon's a guy that the Nationals dumped, and we got him for nothing. But, boys, I'm telling you something. If he was on the free agent market right now, he'd probably be getting $12 million a year.
He's not going to the free agent market because Chris Sale loves him.
Yeah, right, exactly. And if that helps Chris Sale re-sign, and that's where a great segue, Pete, to Chris Sale.
Very good point.
We love Chris Sale, but and everyone's obviously the last 10 games and it's been extraordinary that Chris Sale's pitched. But let's be honest, we're hesitant until Chris Sale does it in the playoffs, right? We're not giving him all that unconditional love, are we?
I am.
You are.
Yeah, I like him. I think
So-
he's a battler.
The jury's not out right now until we get to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
he doesn't get
I
any
don't- you know,
Pedro type love.
I don't
until
think
then.
I don't think Sale chokes in the playoffs. He just is.
He's spent.
He's just.
I do.
Yeah, he's
Pete, I
just
think
spent.
you hit the nail right on the head. I think he's been worn down. He's a thin guy,
Yeah.
and he
He
boy, he
needs to
throws
be
everything
managed.
into these pitches.
Even
You
with
look-
the White Sox, his August and September
the way
were
you
awful.
watch his motion, and you say, "My God, how is his arm not falling off?" After
Okay,
this?"
but that's
out
an
there.
excuse. I mean, well, that's
No, he gets
part of
worn
it. That's
down,
part
but-
of who
no,
he
yeah.
is,
well,
and that's his baseball
but he's-
card. He needs to improve
But
that.
Scott, he may have never been on a team that has had this big of a lead, and he didn't have to be used like a rented mule to get into the playoffs. They might have a chance to rest him this year.
Well, they
And
have
he-
had a chance
yeah,
to rest him.
and
But
so
I'm just saying is that he doesn't
Yeah.
come into the echelon of
so you're
top
coming
echelon
like you're
of
saying
pitchers.
like, oh, do we love him? You know, I don't think it's a psyche thing for him. I think it's been a physical thing. So I think this year we're going to get a fresh Chris Sale in the playoffs, and I think he's going to perform.
But a lot of it's
There's
Sale's
no
own
excuse.
fault.
We should get it.
We should.
But he's a regular season
Yeah.
legend right now.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but he played for the White Sox. They're never in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking
But
about
he's
for the Red
stuck in
Sox,
August
for us,
and
for
September
the Boston
for them,
Red
too.
Sox right now. We need to see the production in the playoffs for him to really become.
And a lot of it's Chris
Right,
Sale's
to be
fault.
in
He's
that
always
area,
trying for
yeah.
20
To that area.
strikeouts.
Yeah.
But
It's
we know
not
obviously,
economical.
Yeah.
obviously he's good enough. All right, so boys, you know, would you like a lefty specialist in
Yes.
the playoffs?
Yes, I would.
Because Pomerantz is not a lefty specialist. I don't even know what Drew Pomerantz is, but
I'll use
He's
him
a-
as one, though.
no, but I don't think he's a guy that, you know, we're going to bring in against lefties, right? And you feel that confident about, do you?
Yeah, why not?
So
I think if he goes back to his old reliever role that he played for how many years in the National League, maybe he'll, with like an old pair of shoes.
You know
and
what I'd
he'll
like
go
to
right
see?
in.
One of those lefties that like throws off the ground.
yeah, remember we had
almost,
Mike, Myers? We had Myers at
Yeah.
one time.
Those
and then-
lefties, they go down, their knuckles scrape the ground as they're throwing it.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
had
they come in-
Lopez.
Like
We
the
had
screwball that pitched for them last night. What's his name?
Oh, the guy
yeah,
for the Neshek?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Neshek.
yeah, right. And then he's yelling at the man,
Yeah,
at the
he's
umpire.
yelling at everybody.
I was like, he gets to do that? Because he throws sidearm? All right, but so you're comfortable going into the playoffs without a left-handed specialist in the bullpen?
Who's the kid in the bullpen? The kid that they got recently he's mowing people down. He looks like
That's Brazier.
Brazier, Ryan
Brazier.
Brazier.
He doesn't look like an athlete at all. He looks like my plumber.
Yeah, he came out of the beer league.
And he moves his face like he's got
Yeah, and
some
I'm like,
kind of
wow, this
problem
guy's
with it.
terrific.
Yeah, he throws 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, how can you not like him?
Yeah, and he's a great story.
Another
too.
freebie, too.
Yeah, no, but right. I don't have problems
Is he a
with
lefty
guys,
or a righty?
the right-handed
Righty.
pitchers, but don't you think we need someone
lefty,
to
yeah.
face
Yeah.
one left-handed guy?
Yeah.
I will not be
Situation-
surprised if
situation.
Dabrowski doesn't come up with one.
And you would think, is Tony Foster still around? You know he's made some calls, right? You know. All right, boys. So things are so good right now. We have even cleaned up the base running gaps, right? We went on this show on a weekly basis saying that the Red Sox are the stupidest team in the history of the major leagues. Andrew Benintendi is as dumb as a rock. And somehow they cleaned that up.
Ever since Hanley's leadership on the base path has left, they've been perfect.
How do you
Well,
clean
yeah, but
that
they-
up during the season?
Because they've been driving guys in. They haven't
Joe,
had any.
Joe just threw a
one-
Joe just threw a little something. How much of Hanley leaving has contributed to this team, the success this team is having?
Do you think? Of course, it changed. It
Yeah,
changed. It
it's
changed the
absolutely-
locker room. It changed everything.
We talked about this not adding guys, but what did they subtract?
Addition by subtraction.
And again, I said this. That was a fixed job.
And Cora didn't want Pedroia around either. That's worked out well.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I don't think they've lost a game since they sent Dustin for rehab and at home in
I don't
Arizona.
even think about that guy anymore.
You know, right? Exactly.
He's not coming to spring training either.
No, Pedroia's done.
Yeah.
He's not coming back to the Boston Red Sox.
3 years
He
left
can't
on his contract, right?
He's taken the Nomar route, hasn't he?
Yeah, but that just shows you how much we've fallen in love with this team and everything about them is that we're forgetting all the other guys.
Well, it
before
helps
them,
when you
right?
win.
So
as
yeah,
much as they
getting
do.
rid of Hanley, that seems to have been the magic pill.
One of the
To
magic
to
balls.
bring this whole,
And
it brought
I-
a whole new attitude to the team.
And I think it validated the manager's role on the
Yeah.
team, too.
Absolutely.
That guy was off.
And who's the boss?
Who's
I
the
may
boss?
be
Yeah.
young.
Who's the boss?
I may
Yeah,
be
we
young.
made that point a couple of weeks ago, and it was a good one.
And I think he may have addressed the whole price thing too within the room.
Oh, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
He's
or-
taking care of our veteran leadership that we hated. Hanley,
clean-
Dustin, and Price.
He's cleaning it up very quietly in the room.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but you're right. He clearly has a relationship with Price, and then he's keeping Price under control. And now all of a sudden we're getting the David Price we thought we were getting.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah, and as long as David Price pitches
What is it, 80?
and doesn't talk,
He's
What's the
getting the
math?
most out of the guys he's got.
$80,000 a day he gets paid.
wow. So, based on that
Wow.
theme, boys, would David Price for Alex Cora, because we know he went to he done that for Farrell unless he had to, would he go to the bullpen for Alex Cora?
That's a terrific question, and I would say, I think Cora has earned the right to be able to call these shots, even with his play.
And I think Price would do it.
And Cora would just throw
He's
him.
more comfortable there.
Cora was throwing bouquets to the press big time if Price does that.
Whatever it takes to
What
win.
kind of scenario would you see Price not starting and being used in the bullpen?
Because Timmy, I don't see. It's obviously going to be Sale, then Porcello, and I don't see.
We thought we had Evaldi, but then
Evaldi
reality kind of set in. I mean, in his last
But
start.
Evaldi, he seems to be function better. He functioned better in a relief role in the playoffs.
All
And
right,
in
so
the
we got-
playoffs, they don't let the starters go through till third time through. They bring in a fresh guy, throw him for 2 innings, bring in another guy, throw him 2 innings.
But
They wanna
Erod
keep
is
these
not.
young.
Erod, you wouldn't have
And-
come out of the bullpen because he doesn't. have the
Erod will
control.
come out of the bullpen in the playoffs.
No,
maybe.
no, but I'm saying I think Erod's a better third starter.
Even Porcello in a one-game situation is a 50-50 deal.
Right. And this season, forgetting about last year's playoffs where there were more innings pitched by the relievers than the starters, this season in Major League Baseball, more innings pitched by the relievers than the starters.
It's the trend in Major League Baseball that starters
6
4 or
innings.
5 innings, sometimes 3 innings. The bullpen, the thing Tampa Bay's doing and the Red Sox have been doing, bullpen games instead of a starter.
And don't forget, guys, Game 4 against Houston last year, Chris Sale was coming out of the bullpen.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's just all hands on deck
Yeah.
once you get to the playoffs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? So, but I think that Erod is better suited for that third spot. And Price was fantastic.
I wonder what Erod's going to be when he comes back. I mean, he had a very bumpy, long period, and then he found his groove. Is he going to be that guy that had found his groove, or is he going to go back to being that erratic
He's
pitcher
usually
that we don't
slow
know?
out of an
Yeah.
injury.
He is a wild card.
But you really know soon, though. You know soon in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
come first inning.
Which
you know
are we
what
getting?
you get.
Which
right.
one are we getting?
Yeah, you know when to get them up pretty quick
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
bullpen.
so, and Evaldi will be warming up.
Boy, if we get
At the
Evaldi,
same
those
time.
those
Yeah,
first
right.
2 starts by Evaldi, I was blown away. He was unhittable in those first 2
He was
games.
Verlander.
He was unbelievable. His ball was starting here and coming across the plate. He was. I said, "Who is this guy? Where has he been?"
Yeah, now he's pitching tonight, so we'll see. We got the good one, we got the bad
Yeah.
one. We'll see if we're going to get
Yeah.
the Tampa one or the Red Sox one. All right, before we land, guys, are we still dreaming about the Cubs versus the Red Sox World Series? Would that have the luster now that the Cubs have won the World Series?
Sure it would.
You think?
Yeah,
It
I
would have been
no.
better a few
Yeah.
years ago.
It would have been great if neither one of them had won it yet.
But
That
he's-
was the
but it'll
dream.
be-
That was the dream matchup.
But,
Yeah,
but
but
you
there's a
find it-
lot. The whole Theo connection. There's a lot going on there.
Okay, so
They have
Anthony
a team that's very
Rizzo.
likable also.
all right, so Cubs versus Red Sox or Dodgers versus Red Sox, which is more
Which would the
fun?
networks prefer?
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
versus Red Sox. See, I think Dodgers versus Red Sox would be more fun.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be in LA in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Once you get the Hollywood stuff involved,
Put a ticket in
You,
for me,
you
too.
couldn't get there fast
no,
enough.
absolutely
He
not.
knows his way around out there.
Yeah.
He's a
That's for
movie
sure.
star, you know what
Is that
I
where
mean?
Machado is too?
What's that?
Is Machado out there?
Yeah, he's out there.
We'll get on Sally Jesse Raphael or something like that.
You know, I better Ricky Lake.
Ricky
So
Lake.
she's still- hopefully she lost
You
some
still get your
weight.
bat?
Jerry
uniform?
Springer?
Yeah, right. Or the Danny Bonaducci show.
Were you on that?
Yeah,
Let's not throw stones around here.
Oh, yeah.
My
really.
hero, when I was
Big names.
When I was 12 years old, Danny Bonaducci was like the coolest guy in the world.
Tammy Faye Baker's show was on once. Oh, my
Were you?
I was. Oh, my God.
Just make
You
up
didn't
like
used to
all
say
over
makeup
the
person.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's
Oh,
another whole show.
No,
though.
she was like spackle. Forget about makeup.
guys that come out with trowel.
All right, so boys, we're going to the Patriots, and other than quarterback, wide receiver, and running back, there's serious
All right,
questions.
I got
on this
this
team.
to say. I got this to say. This time last
Oh,
year.
there he is, Jimmy G.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my God! Oh my!
fair hair
Scotty,
boy.
Scotty, what is
Yeah, right.
getting blood flow? No. What are
Oh my God!
We sat here last year and we
You
said
can keep him up.
this is
Jimmy
the
G up.
greatest. This time last year we sat here and we said this is the greatest Patriots team that has ever been assembled. And they went out there and they cut a big gigantic fight at the beginning of the season.
And
last
then
year.
traded their future quarterback
All right.
during the course
So
of
you
the
know
season.
what? Me and Joe were saying these teams that you have low expectations from, and it's inevitable that we're going to get these because they haven't had a high draft pick in freaking 20 years.
Oh no, there can't be
Come on.
excuses now.
No,
right?
no, that's
no.
a pretty good excuse.
No,
The
no,
talent
no.
level is eventually. We've had years where we haven't had draft picks.
Look, if they knew that and they knew they were going to be downgraded in a lot of these positions, then why did they get rid of their future
yeah.
quarterback?
Well, they got
No,
rid
really,
of
then
For,
why-
for nothing.
Yeah, for
Bob
nothing.
Kraft wanted them.
They get rid of their first round draft picks. Jones got rid of them. Dominic Easley got rid of them. They're doing great on other teams, leading the league in their positions. Jamie Collins, second round pick. They've gotten rid of a lot of high draft picks.
And they went to the Super Bowl.
And they
Yes.
should have won the Super Bowl.
But they lost the Super Bowl because Tom Brady fumbled.
No,
they were-
Johnson,
Hey,
Batamosi
hey,
can't
hey,
tackle.
they were in the
I know
top
he-
two
they
at the
say
end.
he got strip sacked. Tom Brady fumbled the ball. I'm just saying.
Brandon
what he
Cook-
did.
That was not a
Brandon
fumble.
You know he's watching. You know
Fumbled
he's
the ball.
watching.
All right, and then our wide receiver group sucks. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. So maybe, boys, I know we ripped the
God
whole,
bless you, Tom Brady, this
but we
year.
ripped the whole Brandon Cooks era, the 1 year era. But wouldn't he look awful good on this team right now? And wouldn't you be feeling a
would.
lot better about the situation
Yep.
if Brandon Cooks was a
But
wide
what did
receiver?
Brandon Cooks really do last year?
1,000
1,000
yards.
yards?
He, was a, he, had
Eh.
a pretty, he had a decent season.
He was okay. He wasn't
a
weird
superstar.
kind of
He was
seasons.
being asked to do something he wasn't supposed to do.
He wasn't. He
Which is
wasn't.
Because
the
Edelman
Patriots
was
way.
gone.
He wasn't
When
the
Edelman
guy I
went
thought
down.
we were getting. I'll tell you that. I thought we were getting.
No,
You know,
but
the next
you-
Randy Moss. He
It was
was.
his first year, and Joe made a great point. Isn't this very comparable, Joe, to Chandler Jones? We got production out of a player. We got rid of him, right?
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to replace that production with a first or a second round pick, right? You keep these
What do you-
guys
one
who've
year.
proven
He had 1 year
themselves.
left on his contract, right? He would have been a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And aren't we in this small little window called Tom Brady's rest of his life? career
True.
thing, right?
True.
I mean, so Brent, now all of a sudden, we're going to have the Eric Deckers of the world catching passes.
Who
from
they
Tom
say is
Brady?
Yeah.
he'll be lucky to make it to Friday. They're saying on the way in
It
here.
sounds like Riche Caldwell year all over again.
What? He won't make. He'll be cut.
They're saying he is not looking good at
A
all.
lot of drops.
He looks out of shape. He looks like he's lost.
Well,
it.
if there's a lot of drops, Tom just will rule them out.
He just
Yeah.
That's what he
doesn't throw it
does.
to you.
But wasn't this the whole idea of getting a Brandon Cooks last year? Was
the big talk
this,
is-
we have Tom Brady has a small little window left in his career.
Okay.
We're going to get him the best wide
looks
receivers
like-
to maximize the offensive potential.
But then he didn't count on Julian Edelman screwing up his knee in preseason and missing the whole year.
It looks
Everything had to change.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks now all of a sudden had, instead of being X receiver, he's wide receiver. You know what I mean? He was out of position all year because of the Julian
Now,
Edelman.
the talk around is Dwayne Allen, $5 million, 7th highest paid player on the team. Cut him, bring Des Bryant in.
Dwayne Allen sucks.
Yeah, Dwayne Allen.
He's
sucks.
7th highest
Well,
paid
Dwayne
player
Allen's
on
a
the team.
tight end.
7th
and
highest, $5 million sitting there.
Why is Des Bryant sitting at home? There's going to be huge.
Everybody's
chemistry.
looking for Des Bryant. Everybody.
Does
Every
Des
team in
Bryant
the
have
NFL 's
anything
looking.
left?
Look at Hard
Eric
Knocks. They were
Decker
talking
doesn't
about
seem
Des
to.
Bryant this week, and they still didn't.
I
bring
don't
him
like
in,
the
I
guy.
think.
I don't like the guy. I don't know what he'd do to the chemistry. I mean, would he just be complaining every day because he didn't get enough balls thrown?
That would be normal. Then he'd be a normal
But,
Patriot.
but, you know,
right?
doesn't it look like the Patriots this year? Every year they have a different package. It looks like this year they're going to go to. It looks like they're gearing towards a running game.
Yeah, right. I
Sony
agree,
Michel,
Pete.
I hope he's
But isn't
healthy.
the offensive line a question right now? You lost your best offensive lineman in Nate Solder.
Yeah, but
Was
it
he,
looks
though?
like a good running offensive line.
Yeah, he was. I mean, who's a better offensive lineman on the New England Patriots than Nate Solder?
I thought Nate Solder, as much as I liked him, I thought he was 50-50.
Okay, but who is better?
I mean, there was a lot of times when Nate Solder was saying, "Look out, Tom," you know.
I know, but you're right. But obviously, he's in a position.
Yeah.
And it's always early in the year, and he always settles down. And Dante, I think, is the guy that when Dante Scarnecchia was gone, he
Well,
was
you do a
bad.
little film work on these guys, and
Well, the Giants made him, I think, the highest paid offensive lineman
Yeah.
just about
We
in
weren't
the
going to
history
do
of
that.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
And
they.
they're stupid, though.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
but
why
they-
they suck.
But I'm saying you like him on the team right now, right?
I would,
no,
but
last
you know,
time, two
at
times
what
we
price?
faced them, they beat us.
All right, so you can put the Jimmy G picture back up, Todd, because I just watched the Jets exhibition game with Sam Darnold. Oh my God, guys, this kid is the real deal.
Well, I'm
so-
hoping he's going to be like the
No,
other
I-
quarterback from USC the Jets got, Mark Sanchez.
No, this guy.
What pick was he?
I-
What pick was he?
I think it was a third,
Two, two or
third.
three.
Okay, no, this guy is real. He makes all the throws, great body control. At the very least, he's Carson Wentz, which means the Patriots are in big trouble. All of a sudden,
Get Jimmy G back.
We barely beat the Jets typically. When
Well, the
we play
Patriots
them.
are in trouble. After the draft, it was clear that everybody had quarterbacks now. Everybody's got them in the division.
Buffalo picked a quarterback.
Buffalo's got a good, and they're all good.
so there's no contingency when Tom Brady leaves.
None.
It's all of none.
None.
It's all of a sudden it's 1-15, and go to a Stop and Shop and get
yeah,
your
but
paper
why
bags.
can't you get a Sam Donald next year?
What's that? Well, how are you going to get that?
They
If all of a sudden we're 10-6, you're not getting that.
You going to trade Tom Brady for a couple first-round picks now, Pete?
I'm just saying.
We had him. It was called Jimmy G.
There's other Jimmy G's.
Oh,
yeah.
He's marginal.
There's only one Jimmy G in this
Okay,
marginal.
what's the record of the San Francisco 49ers this year with the marginal Jimmy G?
Let's see. I'm gonna say
8 and 8?
7,
In 9?
7 and 9.
Oh, no. They'll
my
be better
God.
than that.
49ers this year.
I'll go 9
I
and
think
7.
I think he gets hurt within the first 6 games.
11-5.
Oh,
11-5. Yeah, absolutely. In the NFC Championship
That's a
game.
pretty competitive division.
In the NFC Championship.
Arizona-
You really need to consider what you're
The
doing.
Rams-
I'd like to see his
11-5, it's on tape.
I want to see his durability. He got hurt. What, the 3rd game for the Patriots?
I'd like
He
to
was
see him
out.
play more than 5
Second
games
game.
in the
His
NFL.
second game. He
What are you
played
talking
for
about?
one game and a quarter.
Okay. He makes all the throws. All right, boys.
They beat bad teams.
And he's good looking.
What's that?
He beat
no,
bad
they
teams
did.
and he
We
pulled
talked
it out
about
of
this
his-
before. It's like they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who
Adrian
went to
thinks he's
That
better
was a
looking
good- no,
than
that was a
Tom
good
Brady.
yes, she does, I guess. All right. Ending on this. You know I want Bill Belichick out of here as soon as possible. Okay, absolutely. You know that. I'm
He can stay forever.
I'm done with that act. Okay.
It looks like he's got one foot out the door now. They're a different team. The practices are a little lighter. Everything's
Why do you want him going?
What's that? Because I'm just done with the act. So I think
What act?
You tired of
What's
winning?
that?
You tired of winning?
Oh, the act of the Grady Little act of controlling the team.
Are you tired of winning?
That
You tired of
put
winning?
your best player
It
on
wasn't
the
his
field.
decision not to.
Oh,
Let's
that's-
get a warm and
that's
fuzzy
hogwash.
guy up there who
That's
loses.
hogwash.
Look,
No,
you're tired of
Claude-
winning. I know. I'm sick of
Claude
winning.
Julian and John Farrell, both won a title in this town, and both got to stay a lot longer before they got the axe. Would you agree?
Bill's won 5 titles.
No, I understand that, but that's the past.
How many Super Bowls have we been to?
And did you watch
How many
last
were we
year's Super
before
Bowl we
him?
lost?
Yeah.
Is Bill Belichick
You
gonna
are out of
stay
your mind.
long before?
Wait,
You're out of your mind.
I understand your argument, but nobody is ever going to call Claude Julien or
The
nobody's-
greatest hockey coach of all time.
in their sport.
I know, but I'm using the comparison in this town to
No. Yeah.
John
coaches and
Farrell
managers that we were in love with.
He's here
and
until
all of a
he
sudden-
decides to leave.
What's that?
No one was ever in
This
love
is
with
his
Claude.
last year,
I think
and
that-
Bill's out.
Yeah.
On his
that's
own terms.
But we'll see what happens. Oh, no. All right, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank the boys. I want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Of course, our lovely and talented Adrian, handsome Todd, and William the intern. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. I'm Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.
Here comes the circus.